5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Lights, Camera,
Super
Action.
She is.
Claudia,
And I am.
Victor.
And yes, and we're here to talk to you about episode 4 of
Moon Knight.
And let me give you a brief recap first. In episode number 3, we had seen that Khonshu, Mark, and Layla tried to recruit the Egyptian gods' help to pinpoint where Amit's tomb, the location of Amit's tomb. And that plan backfired, and Khonshu had to turn around the heavens with Stephen's help. But that had something that wasn't very desirable for the moon god, because he was petrified by the other gods. And after pinpointing the location, Mark, Stephen, and Layla have to find Amit's tomb or temple on their own. In this episode, in episode 4, we see them arriving at Amit's tomb, and there are supernatural going ons there, and there are also Harrow is nowhere to be found at first. What are your first impressions of episode 4?
This episode has really gone wild. No, I really don't know what is going on. What is going on? It's really bonkers. I mean, I see this the Mummy slash Indiana Jones adventure with all the traps and all the obstacles and all the action and a little bit of sacrifice,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see Stephen Grant in a mental hospital with all the main characters of all the episodes in there doing something else, and
being patients or being orderlies or doctors.
Yeah, and now I'm
Yeah,
confused.
That was wild.
But I like the last part in which we see this hippopotamus face goddess saying hi to Mark and Steven, and Mark and
With
Steven's
wiggly ears,
and Mark and Steven's faces. Oh my
They were
god!
priceless.
No! Start laughing so much because they were scared shit out of them. Okay, what was your impression of this episode?
Actually,
Of
I
episode
kind of expected Marvel to throw us a screwball to change things around, because this is the last episode in which critics were able to see. So episodes 5 and 6 are we don't know what to expect. In this one, yes, there's Indiana Jones, there's the Mummy, but there's also when they transitioned to the mental hospital, it reminded me a lot of a Leo DiCaprio movie called Shutter Island with Mark Ruffalo. He's on that movie. He is living a delusion, and it turns out that his best friend is Mark Ruffalo, but it turns out that he's a mental patient and Ruffalo is his shrink. So there's a lot of that. There was a supernatural element with the dead priest making blood sacrifices of Harrow's men, and but they didn't show it, so it wasn't
that gore.
Yeah, it wasn't gory, really. It was suggested.
It was not the Northman gore.
No, yes, correct. But it worked. It was creepy. It was scary, and in this episode, Layla was able to strut her stuff. She alluded. We had seen glimpses that she was a badass, but now we know. Now we know that she can fend for herself. That worries me a little bit because Marvel has been always given contracts for many movies to their talent, but they made a point that Oscar Isaac was hired for 1 year, and Khonshu on the other hand has been saying that he wants to recruit Layla. I like Layla a lot, but I don't want to lose Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. So that worries me a little bit. And yes, the every major player, every bit player, even Crawley, the statue, was in the mental hospital calling bingo numbers, and the god with a hippo face, hungry hippos. Remember that? It was her name is Toweret. She looked cute. She had a squeaky little voice, and wiggly and wiggly little ears. But I should point out that hippos are the deadliest animal in Africa. They kill they average 500 human victims each year. And if you go to YouTube, you'll see footage of hippos grabbing lions by their heads and throwing them as if they were rag dolls.
No wonder why Steven and Mark started to scream.
But there's something else.
Yes.
They meet. Mark and Steven meet, remember?
Yes, in the mental hospital. That's what got me
Mark
confused.
liberates Steven, who is inside a sarcophagus. There is another sarcophagus, which is standing tall and it's vibrating. Who do you think that is?
Well, I think that's Jake Lockley. And
Could
what
be
do you
Jake-
think it is?
Could be Jake Lockley, or I wonder if it's Arthur Harrow himself.
Whoa.
A third personality. That would would be wild. That would
Bonkers.
be bonkers. But this series has been wild and bonkers, anyways.
Yeah.
So
It's the beginning.
expect the unexpected.
Yes.
So what do you want to see in episode 5?
I want to see how in the world they got from an Indiana Jones adventure to an One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest scene.
Uh-huh.
How come they killed Mark Spector and then all of a sudden he's in a mental hospital and he has no bullets in his body and he's alive? I don't get it. So yeah, I expect to know how that happened, what is real, if it's the adventures or the mental hospital, like in Sucker Punch style. There was a moment in which you didn't know what was real, what was not real, and what is the mission of the hippopotamus goddess in the episode. Do you remember seeing I think it was the first or the second episode, you remember seeing Stephen Grant making inventory in the Egyptian gift shop and at the museum. He was carrying a hippopotamus plush goddess to make inventory. Do you remember that?
That's right. That's right.
I was like, oh, that's the plush toy, but alive. Oh my god.
Yes, Toweret had the name of the goddess is Toweret.
Yeah.
They had plush dolls of Toweret, and he had to carry them.
Yeah, remind me of that. Well, this is it for a moment, right? You have anything to say?
Yes, I was reminded that they said in the first episode that dead people have had to walk a pathway of reeds to go to the afterlife.
Yes.
And in the very first episode, there's a guy selling brooms and mops, and so that could be the reeds they are talking about. I don't know. I don't know what to expect about episode 5, but I want to see. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
I think 5 and 6 will. I hope 6 sticks the landing.
Please blow my mind.
because the series has been great. So this was
Lights.
Camera
Super
Action.
action. See you next time.
Bye bye.